From his outrageous schemes to his razor-sharp one-liners, Eric Cartman has solidified his spot in the Hall of Fame of animated mischief.
Captain Cartman reporting from Shuttlecraft Spontaneity, approaching planet Omega 9. Warp drive disengaged, landing sequence initiated. What kind of atmosphere are you reading on the planet's surface, Jew?
In this video, we'll revisit those moments that made you question your own sanity while gasping for air between wicked chuckles. But before we begin, make sure to hit the subscribe button below this video and press the bell icon to support our channel and join our South Park fan family. Episode 1, Dead Kids. Dead Kids is the first episode of Season 22. Let's dive into some of the best Eric Cartman moments in this episode. Number 1, copying answers in school shooting. Inside the classroom, Cartman waits nervously for his test results. When Mrs. Nelson hands back the papers, he's surprised to see he failed even though he copied from Tolkien, who did well. This shows Cartman's habit of taking shortcuts and his overconfidences in relying on others.
Got an A, but I cheated off Tolkien. I can't hear you, Eric. I said something's wrong. I got an F, but I cheated off Tolkien.
As the shooting starts outside, Cartman stays focused on his frustration. He complains about Tolkien changing the copied answers, revealing his self-centeredness during a crisis. This begins to show how he cares more about his personal issues, even when things are intense. Number 2, Cartman's moral dilemma. During the test, Cartman faces a moral dilemma. He starts copying Tolkien's answers, but then hesitates, thinking that maybe Tolkien is not as guilty as he assumed. He decides to throw away his answers, believing that failing the test for honesty is the right thing to do. Number 3, investigating Tolkien. Cartman gets Butters to help him find bad things about Tolkien. This shows Cartman's sly side and how he's okay with using others. He really wants to make Tolkien look bad because he wants to win. Cartman's funny attempts to find dirt on his classmate at some silly moments. It's clear that Cartman doesn't give up easily, even for small things.
Word on the street is you and Tolkien are back together.
We're trying. Just talking a lot and seeing if we can work things out.
Why did you break up with him? What did he do to you?
Number 4, confrontation with Tolkien and cheating. As the episode goes on, Cartman confronts Tolkien in the bathroom with a made-up story about Black Panther. He tries to get Tolkien to help him cheat. This shows Cartman is good at making plans to get what he wants. He believes Tolkien doesn't like Black Panther and uses this lie to get his way. The situation gets even funnier when Cartman suddenly decides Tolkien really doesn't like the movie. This part shows how Cartman can be sneaky and funny even in weird situations.
You gonna let me cheat off you? Nope. You saw Black Panther without your parents' permission. I typed up all my findings, Token. I made 10 copies and put them in envelopes. If I don't pass this math quiz, the envelopes are all set to be sent to 10 different news organizations.
Episode 8, Buddha Box. Buddha Box is the 8th episode of Season 22 of South Park. In this episode, Eric Cartman is diagnosed with anxiety and becomes obsessed with a device called the Buddha Box, which allows him to use his phone without being distracted by the outside world. Throughout the episode, Cartman's interactions and reactions provide insight into his character, the themes of the episode, and social commentary. Let's dive into the best Eric Cartman moments in this episode. Number 1, Cartman's anxiety diagnosis. The episode kicks off with Cartman sitting across from a therapist having a straightforward conversation about his frustrations with the world. In his usual dramatic style, he bluntly states his belief that people, in general, are just not great.
Connection. But that isn't what matters. I can't deal with people anymore. It's just, everyone sucks so hard, you know? Everybody is so stupid. And they all walk around going, yeah, 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 yeah.
Amidst the humorously exaggerated retellings of his interactions with others, he admits of feeling a kind of happiness only when he's attached to his smartphone, which acts as a shield from the outside world. This is where the misunderstanding takes place as the therapist. Perhaps not fully getting the seriousness behind Cartman's words, labels his feelings as signs of anxiety. The following scenes show Cartman's take on the diagnosis in a series of amusingly weird situations.
All right, can I take your order? Excuse me. What would you like, sir?
Can you wait? Isn't that your job? Aren't you a waiter?
Number 2, the introduction of the Buddha Box. Cartman's attachment to his phone takes a new turn when he stumbles upon the Buddha Box. This gadget, pretty much made for him, promises to wrap its user in a digital world, offering a break from the real world's troubles. As Cartman's excitement about this gizmo goes through the roof, it further displays his knack for finding solutions that suit his own wants. The Buddha Box becomes a symbol of his desire to escape into a digital bubble where online interactions replace real human connections. In a bigger sense, this over-the-top portrayal aligns with the show's clever critique on today's obsession with technology, showing how people often go for online communication over genuine in-person experiences.
Dude, what the hell are you doing?
What? Who's that?
Get off of me!
Number 3, the PC babies and social commentary. As Cartman's involvement with the Buddha box deepens, the episode brings in a wonderfully crazy subplot involving the PC babies, tiny babies who cry when they hear rude stuff. It reflects a culture that's super sensitive about political correctness, with the babies embodying the modern tendency to avoid anything that could cause a fuss. Cartman's role in this subplot brings humor as he uses the Buddha box to calm the babies down. This combination shows how ridiculous it can be to prioritize escaping into a digital world over taking care of real-life responsibilities.
To play sports, right, Kyle? You know, our world is dark and scary enough without people like you making us feel inferior. Asshole.
In a twist, as Cartman and Strong Woman get more and more absorbed in their virtual worlds, the PC babies become activists, staging protests against rude content. Number 4, Cartman's City Hall speech. The peak of Cartman's escapades comes when he takes advantage of his anxiety diagnosis. Driven by his ability to manipulate situations, he craftily prepares a speech for City Hall. Using his unique take on the term namaste, he gives a message of defiance and self-centeredness, humorously twisting a phase often linked to spirituality into a tool for his own purposes. Cartman's bold demand for Buddha boxes to be given to everyone is a smart way of making fun of the trend to rely on technology as a fix for all problems.
It's very important to take the time to shut out the outside world. In the Hindu religion, there's a saying, Namaste. It means, F you, I have anxiety.
Episode 4, Tegrity Farms. The episode titled Tegrity Farms starts in a familiar setting, South Park Elementary. Mr. Mackey, the school's counselor, is talking to Randy and Sharon Marsh about their daughter Shelly's behavior. However, this isn't just typical teenage stuff. Shelly's antics involve vaping and sending an unusual photo. The mix of crazy with ordinary school situations is a key feature of South Park's humor. Randy, known for his impulsive decisions, decides he's had enough of South Park's chaos. He dreams of starting anew on a farm. This longing for a fresh beginning leads to a funny montage set to On a Colorado Farm, resulting in the Marsh family moving to Tegrity Farms. Randy's choice to grow weed on the farm, treating it like any other crop, sets the tone for the craziness that Cartman will surely bring. Let's dive into Cartman's best moments in this episode. Number 1, Cartman's vaping business. Cartman takes the spotlight with his antics as he and Butters dive into a new business, selling vapes to classmates. The creators use this storyline to poke fun at the trend of vaping among young people. Cartman's business sense and talent for jumping on opportunities come into play. When he punches Butters for Kyle after Butters tries selling vapes, it's a classic example of Cartman putting himself first. He doesn't hesitate to sacrifice others for his own goals. Cartman's declaration that vaping is better than smoking shows his persuasion skills. Even when his argument is absurd, he manages to convince his friends, leaving Kyle baffled.
Please listen, all right? The truth is, we want out. Butters and I thought we could just make some easy money, but you gotta pay off the 6th graders and you gotta pay off the recess monitor to look the other way. We're in deep, Kyle.
Number 2, Cartman and Butters' vape shop robbery plan. Cartman's boldness reaches new heights when he and Butters come up with a plan to rob the vape shop to pay off their debts. This moment exemplifies Cartman's unyielding pursuit of his desires, even if it means breaking the law. The shocking use of a dead hooker as a prop adds a darkly comedic touch that pushes the boundaries of the show's humor. The interaction between Cartman and Butters is amazing.
We are all in this together, Kyle. We gotta rob the vape shop, and then we can put this all behind us.
Butters' naivety and Cartman's manipulation create a dynamic that adds layers to the humor. Cartman's ability to persuade Butters to join his schemes showcases his charismatic yet morally questionable nature. Episode 9, Unfulfilled. In the episode Unfulfilled from season 22 of South Park, Eric Cartman's character really stands out because of what he does and how he interacts with others. The whole episode is about this new place, Amazon Fulfillment Center, coming to their town.
Heard about the cash prize and you decided to do the bike parade behind our backs. I know, because I thought the same thing.
Me too. Jesus, is this really what it's come down to, you guys?
Cartman gets the idea for all the boys to be in a bike parade together. He thinks it's a good way to win some money. To get ready for the parade, Cartman plans to buy stuff from Amazon, but things get messed up when the people who work at Amazon stop working, and they can't deliver stuff anymore. Cartman's response shows that he likes things to be easy and quick. When the town faces trouble because of the work stoppage, Cartman doesn't give up on the idea of the bike parade. He's pretty determined to make it happen, even when people try to convince him to join the workers who are on strike. Jeff Bezos, who's the boss of Amazon, says customers are really important during the strike. This way of thinking is something Cartman can relate to. Cartman usually cares about what he wants more than what everyone else wants. In the episode, Cartman uses his tricks, cares mostly about himself, can adjust to new situations, and works hard to get what he wants. All these things make him a big part of how the episode is funny and interesting.
The mall.
Oh yeah, the mall.
The stuff he does in the bike parade situation shows his special personality, and that's what makes the show really amusing. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more fun content, and we'll see you in the next video.